Growing up in a Latino family, I grew up with the 3 F's: fe, familia, and football. And if your country was in the World Cup, it wasn't always in that order necessarily. But growing up as an immigrant from Ecuador also, I also saw my family, they had certain characteristics that I think define most immigrant families: of perseverance, creativity, making do with what you have. They weren't in a position to throw money to solve their problems. So just to give you an example, there's this photo of me when I was about 5 years old, and I'm wearing the big Mickey Mouse hat, you know, with the big ears, and I'm at a park feeding ducks. And my sisters always kid me about it, because they're like, yeah, Mom and Dad told you that was Disney World, but really it was just a local zoo in Queens, New York, where I grew up for my young childhood. And they say, and then they also told you that you were feeding Donald Duck. So anyway, it's just an indication or an example of you know, parents trying to do the most they can for their kids and being creative. And I think that's stuck with me throughout my life, to just do the best with what you got. And it's enhanced my career. I think, like a lot of professionals, sometimes we tend to undervalue ourselves or not really see the worth that we're capable of bringing. And it takes those people throughout your life, such as the soccer coach who tells you that he thinks you're ready for the All-Star team when you never even thought about being on the All-Star team, to the national field partner who nominates you to be a rotation for WNT because he views you as a thought leader. So I think instances like that have helped shape my career, because they help give you confidence over time that other people are able to see sometimes what you're not able to see for yourself. So I think it's those people, those leaders, those mentors, those coaches that really enhance your career, and without them I don't know that I necessarily would be where I am today. So I'd have to say that a career-defining moment was when I was nominated to do a rotation in Washington National Tax. Because when I was nominated, I was only a senior manager, and I was in a position where I had to give my opinion to partners in the field on certain advice or issues that they were taking. And so that can be a very challenging situation as a senior manager who wants to progress, to have to tell a partner no in certain situations, right? But what I learned from that is that you don't need a title to be a leader or to do the right thing. And so I was able to do that, and eventually it got me to a point where it was recognized and I became a full-time WNT professional. It wasn't just a rotation, and I became a partner within WNT. Yeah, I think I've been able to develop relationships through being active in conferences and organizations such as Alpha, industry organizations that are in line with your specialty. And by putting yourself out there, just going to these events and conferences, you get to meet people. I also speak at these events, and I think it allows you to brand yourself as a specialist in certain areas. And so people will seek your opinion, or they'll seek your advice. And those relationships you build over time, and it leads to significant business opportunities. So when I joined KPMG, I had attended local HLN events, but there was one particular day when a HLN leader from another office came to speak to our office, and luckily I attended that session. And just hearing him speak and tell his story of being an immigrant, growing up with Spanish as his first language, trying to assimilate in the United States, and his family background, as he's telling the story, it made me realize that that was my story. And so it motivated me and gave me the courage to tell my story, so that hopefully other people will be able to give back and be inspired as well to get involved. And so that's why I got involved, is because I wanted to give back.